Welcome back to my stream. Doing a little bit of a bonus one today, just one league, um, and I'm running a different deck than usual, just trying to break it up. Played a lot of the rack, and I want to try to maintain my interest in that, and maybe like limit myself to playing it on stream like once a week, as sort of like a self-care thing. It can be a little bit frustrating sometimes to play the same thing and have not as great results. Um, and I want to like keep the like positive feelings I've been having around that archetype. So, um, trying to play some Blue Black Mill. Blue Black Mill is like another one of my um, favorite decks in Modern. I don't own it in paper. I've only played a bit of it online, but it's been an archetype that I've liked. And I just pulled like a 5-0 deck list from MTGJX. Now this isn't my own, um, so it'll be a sort of like a practice of what is good. It's not like I don't know how to board it all. So we're just going to be kind of, you know, flying by the seat of our pants or whatever. I really don't know much to say. It's just like 8 crabs and then some sideboard stuff. Only three, only the Fractured Sanity is your big 3-mana mill card, and we have some controlling elements and Fatal Push, and Spell Pierces, and Drought in the Locks. Strategic extractions to maybe like try to win you some games incidentally. Um, Hoping to run into Titan because I would love to just extract a Titan. Speaking of, Titan was one of the decks I was considering playing today, but I just don't have any reps in it, and it's just not the most appealing play style for me. But yeah, so hopefully we won't embarrass ourselves too much. I do like, I do appreciate that at Mana Traders was able to find me uh, all the same versions of the cards. Ow. All right. Um, a bit of a weird one. We only have one colored source, but uh, I think we're gonna run into these sorts of hands, so I'll keep. And we're on the draw. I could pick up a fetch or something. Maybe we'll get lucky and our opponent will. Well, looks they're playing a fetch, and not playing the ley line. Oh, cool. We drew into a other fetch. I think I will get uh, just basic island with this one. Hey, Jeff. Let's just see what our opponent's on. We hit 2 stubby Ds. I'm I might want to take the binding. Just because it's a answer for crab. Maybe we take one out of hand here. We do. I have all 4 bolts in the deck. I don't know how to take screenshots, so. But it looks pretty standard. Do I think MH3 is going to be bad for the format? Do we have, like, are there any spoilers out for that set yet? I haven't been keeping track. Hey, Dan. Really want them to go just play Kavu here. Because then we can play second crab, polluted delta, and then mill them. Yeah, they're go and then kill this. We drew our basic swamp. So we're gonna have to shock here. Which is not ideal versus the Tribal Flames deck. Opponent has 24 cards in library. I don't know, man. Without knowing what's in MH3, it's hard to say if it's gonna be bad for the format, but the game is like constantly evolving anyways, so I'm assuming they're gonna put some high power level cards in the game. It will probably, like, maybe they'll put in something for the rack, but every time there's like a new set, it always seems like there's something getting printed that makes the rack like a little bit worse. I'm gonna take them off of red here. They don't have any basics. That's such a good feeling. We're just gonna put top, and then we're gonna take out the other take out the tribal flames from their hand. See if they have any lands left in their deck, or if this is just pay 1 life, shuffle your deck. Oh, they do. They have red. See Brawler come down here. I think okay, so they don't have any more removal for our crabs in their deck, so we're doing pretty good. And we know their hand is just islands. Any land kills them. land is a good one. Cool. Up a game versus the 4-color deck. Um, and this is partly where I'm like, okay, how do I sideboard this deck versus this deck? Uh, like, my initial thoughts is that like the archive traps may become worse because they can just play the guild pact and not have to ever fetch. If we do that, we're kind of running short on mill cards. Maybe surgicals are not as amazing here. They're like an aggressive deck, so maybe we don't have as much time to like set up. Maybe I cut some visions. Spell pierces are kind of weird. Like they may catch a leyline binding. Maybe they're not good enough. I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'll cut these 5. I don't know if it's right. I'll try to keep the surgicals in. No, crab, go back. You know what? Maybe the surgicals are not good. Like they were kind of good that game. How many creatures do they actually have in their deck? On the draw is what I'll do. I'll play the spell pierces. And maybe one less bridge for. I just don't know. We'll try it like that. Well, our hand's pretty crabby. This represents a lot of mill. Monkey. Okay, so we're gonna play out. Unless we draw a push here, we don't. So we'll just play out our Ruin Crab since it blocks this. They have 1 land. And we're just gonna hold. Maybe they fetch to scry if they've got the scry land. Um, I'll just mill them for a bunch. Our hand was like pretty strong, and their hand was not that strong. So they're gonna be down to 24 cards. All of the crabs. The uh, the 3-power butt on Ruin Crab being exceptionally relevant there. On the play versus Sergey. And yeah, we'll keep this. This hand is a pretty high power level hand. Our opponent mulligans to 6, which means we have one more card to work through. I'm going to play out Hedron Crab because it's our worst crab. We'll just mill our opponent here. Drown the Lock's a good one. I'll keep it Misty. I'll just fetch now. And then maybe we can attempt to counter on something on their turn, and then they counter back. Alright, let's hope that they just don't. Maybe we draw into a land or. Oh, we're just gonna jam these until one goes through. And then we're okay. We're not going to 6 to we're not dying next turn, so. Alright, versus that deck, I think we want to bring in. I don't know if we want much in the way of graveyard hate. I think I want surgicals here. And then 3-mana spells are a little bit harder to justify. I wonder if I want some number of like graveyard hate effects. We've got a lot of interaction in our deck. Maybe it's too much. I don't know. We're running like this. Our opponent boarded up to 62 cards. They're keeping a hand of 7. I will play out the Delta here on the off chance that they fetch next turn. And then we can Spell Pierce, or I mean Flusterstorm. And we'll just take this slow. I'll put a crab underneath. Bowmaster. Snapcaster is just a beater. Okay. Let's see if we get any movement from our opponent. I'm gonna get Swamp here. Then I'll push the Snapcaster and fluster the push. Oh god. I hope I did that right. I've never cast Flusterstorm on Moto. Okay. Well, we won that counter war, so. Alright. Crab is dead. We'll take them off black here. Cool. Maybe I was about to take them off red. So now we get to play crab next turn. All right. Looks like we have the dub. I'm not going to protect the crab. They can kill it if they want. Looks like they're trying to go snap bolt. Yeah, that resolves. We can play around spell. We're playing around spell pierce here. Cool. 2-0. We're on the draw versus Munin 40. Oh, I need to update Stream Decker. Is there a way to make it so that this stuff doesn't like just automatically post to I'm gonna keep this. There's no mill. We have removal spells if they're playing a creature deck, and then we have some selection. I'll just preordain here. I'm looking for a crab. Yeah, I'd love to get a Titan player, but I don't think Wood Foothills is Titan. This could be Yogg, maybe? Or maybe it's like a Jund list. Goyf. Alright, well we'll push that. Now I'm wishing I kept the preordain on top. I'm wondering if you're right, they don't play Gigantha. Do I just cycle visions here? Or do I hold visions? I'm gonna cycle. And then like next turn I have an interesting decision. Do I kill Saga? Well, I definitely kill Saga now, right? Just like let's see what's in their deck, and then we'll make a decision about what we take with. So they have 3 Urza Sagas left in the deck. I think we'll just take the Sagas here. They had 2 in hand. If we just get lucky, if we just get this lucky each league. Yeah, you can take anything. It's just non-basics, I think. Or it's just, you can't attack, you can't take basics. Do I just take, okay, so I could just return Tarmogoyf to our opponent's hand in a turn. I think I like that. Instead of playing Jace here. Because Jace just gets eaten by this lightning bolt. Alternatively, I can mill them. Nah, I want to protect Jace. Or at least not run him out into just what's on board here. Just be super duper annoying. We're gonna take 7. Okay, let's see. If we mill them for 14, they go to 18. Alternatively, we can play Jace down tick. Okay, so this is what we do. We'll cycle. We'll start off by cycling. Maybe I should have started out by cycling first, just in case I drew into A fatal push or something. Cool. If we're lucky, they'll bolt Jace end of turn, or they just bolt us. Does that mean we're dead? Okay. We could just be dead here, right? They could just have another bolt in hand. Alright. Cool. Close game. Um, I kind of like spell pierces. Not as big of a fan of the surgicals. Um, Maybe I'll cut some number of these cards. Maybe it was like aggressive to do what I did there. Uh, this is probably one of our weakest hands that we've had. I'm happy. I'm gonna try it on the off chance that I don't know. It could be like a high upside hand. Or we just get effed. Oh yeah. This is probably a mole. Opponent takes our crab. Which is fine because we were looking for lands anyways. I don't know if I said this already, but hi Henry, or Vita Henry. Oh, I should have mulliganed. Opponent takes bridge, which is fine because we probably weren't playing that card anytime soon. We could just get run over here, maybe. Well, we'll block. We have to. This could be play Ren, down take Ren, kill my crab, which is Bowmasters. Okay. Could I elaborate on this game, as in specifically the game that I'm playing? Or should I elaborate on Magic the Gathering? I actually just think we're dead here. There's no combination of cards that gets us through that. I just should have mulliganed. Yeah, we did. We did. We kept a one-lander with a redraw. And we were on the play, so that was probably wrong. Um, so yeah, that was Jeff's elaboration on that specific game is correct. And we weren't going to be drawing another land for a bit, so. Sounds good. I'll keep that. Marsh Flats could be Scam or something adjacent. Put a card into your graveyard. Mill 1. Well, I kept a card on top, so we're just gonna take it away. Dothy, Voidwalker. Croxa, eh? Croxa. So we've got 28 points of mill in hand. I think I'm gonna ditch the push here. Because we have this archive trap underneath here too, so. Alright, we'll just get rid of this Spell Pierce. We're playing against Black-Red Rack, Black-Red Scam. And we're not like in any danger of dying here, so we'll just cast that, and then next turn we have lethal with Archive Trap. This could be opponent playing Croxa. Just gonna draw cards. I want to play Ancestral Vision, opponent. All right. On the draw. On the draw here. I don't know if the spell pierces are as good. Card evaluation's a little bit hard here for me. Maybe the visions are going to be not as good if we're bringing Crypt Incursions. Maybe one Jace out. Or actually maybe one Fractured Sanity out. Oh, they do play Bowmaster, so maybe maybe the draw threes are just not as good. Let's try it like that. We'll keep. If our opponent goes fetch land turn one, we might be able to get them. Like if they go fetch land to play their Okay, so we hit 2 Thought Seizes. We didn't hit any griefs. We hit 1 Not Dead After All. I guess we'll just let this go through. No fatal pushes over here, though. We'll play head on crab. Do I care about giving them surgical? Probably not. But I don't know what else to mill right now. There's 2 bolts in the bin. Let's grab our basic swamp. Okay, we've hit. There's 1 push over here, 2 bolts. I think I'm just gonna take their pushes. Their hand is Grief, Polluted Delta. So they're only running 2 push. I'm just gonna play this. I'm gonna try to take them off lands here. And I'll play Crab as a follow-up. We have a mill 9 in play. I didn't want to play Crab. The reason why I didn't play Crab first because we were only gonna be able to play. We weren't gonna be able to both crack field and play Crab that turn. We were just gonna be able to play Crab and then um, I kind of wanted to. Uh, I mean, I kind of wanted to. Sorry, I'm struggling with my thought here. I didn't want them to grief stuff. Yeah, maybe. That was probably right. Do I fractured sanity here? Or do I crypt incursion? If I do, crypt. Yeah. I'm just gonna pass. They don't have counter magic or anything, so I'm gonna see if they discard any creatures here. If they discard grief, then like if they just play grief here, we just mill 4. So and then lose on their upkeep. Next upkeep. They can play Croxa here. Sort of doesn't matter. All roads lead to Rome. The crypt into Rageco would have been the correct play. Yeah, you're right. I missed some value there for sure. The scam rack's pretty fun. I think that like the scam rack definitely has the thing that the regular rack doesn't have, and that's busted draws. Like you can have really good draws with normal rack, um, but like your good draws as a normal rack are very reactive. You basically just I mean you just like draw the cards you need to answer all of your opponent's threats at just the right time. Um, but the scam rack is it's a very proactive deck, and you just have the draws where you just like grief scam, and you're able to just ride that ride the grief into victory. Okay, I'm gonna learn my mistake and not play with just one land. But yeah, scam rack is like you just have the games where you on turn one win the game because you drew into scam rack, grief, Dothy. I'm gonna no. Why did I put that back? Uh, okay. I'm sorry. I meant to keep that hand, and now we have to mull. I'm distracted. I was paying attention to chat and not my hand. That's just one of the things about streaming is sometimes you get distracted if you're not careful. Is this monkey? Is this burn? Oh, just this is zoo. We're playing in zoo again. We're not blocking. 6 down to 12. Man, if I didn't accidentally click mulligan on that first hand, this game would have been ugh. We drew that. Ouch. Okay, well, we're probably boned here. We basically need to draw mill spell into so we have to draw lucky here. Hopefully they don't have removal for this ruin crab. We just we just don't have outs. I mulliganed a good hand from being distracted, and we lost because of it. I think Mill's like a deck that's very dependent upon uh, how much people are teching against you. So when it's not popular, when people aren't sideboarding against it, it tends to be good. Ooh. I just bought like this laser pointer for my cat to try to play with her. It's fucking massive. All right, let's try to play better here. I think we have the tools to be 4-1. Um, I'm just going to play preordain turn 1. And then I'll play crabs next turn. I'm just gonna not risk them having like removal into counterspell. I'll just fetch now. Scion. Okay, so they probably have a counterspell in hand. I might just set cycle end of turn. If we draw a fetch land here, do they have more blue lands left? They don't. So now we just go Jace, mill you for 15. Okay. On the draw, um, on the draw, do I want I feel like we're gonna die faster than we can do some things. I'll bring in the other Crypt Incursion. I'll keep. It's pretty nice that I don't have to fetch to start. I'll just kill this. What's awkward about his field is that we could end up fixing their mana for them. I'm gonna fetch now in response. And then I'm gonna cycle now. And next turn we've got the win. Okay, 4-1. Not bad. Fast league too. We've only been at it for an hour and 8 minutes. So I don't think I can repeat doing an hour and 8 minute league. I do have work later. I just was gonna do like a short one today. Just one league. I have self-control. I promise. Ooh, cool, Misty. Uh, that league maybe looks a little bit different if I don't keep one lander in game 2 of the loss. And maybe I was like a little aggressive with my life total. Didn't play around double bowl, and I think that we were in like a pretty good position game 1 of that loss, but our opponent had the second bolt. I think we were winning the following turn, but the fact that they top decked into second bolt, that was pretty rough. But yeah, big fan of Mill. I'll be running it back, I'm sure, sometime in the future. Well, maybe. I mean, I like Mill. It's been a deck that I've considered building in paper for a really long time. Basically, when I was buying into Modern, I was like deciding between the rack and Mill. And like in retrospect, I probably would have had a lot more success if I bought into Mill. But um, I don't know. The rack called to me.